Hello there. Well, it's about that time again, and I got this shit
Attack
about
the tank node.
I've got the ore.
halfway where I started messing around with the drives in this thing and made one or two interesting discoveries. I still have no idea what's going on with this junk. I'm thinking at this point I'm probably going to have to install Windows 7 on the capture computer to get everything working the way it's supposed to be. Right now, what it looks like is that the copy of XP running on the capture computer is just flat out not going to recognize either the drive remaining from the former RAID array or the new drive that I bought. Neither one is recognized by the system. Well, they're recognized by the BIOS of the computer, they're recognized by the device manager. They're not recognized by drive management or by the file system. It's very weird. I can plug I've tested them both out with diagnostic software. There's nothing wrong with the drives. I can install those drives just fine on another computer, and they work. And there's something weird going on with this, and it's the drivers. It's the drivers in Windows XP is what it is. Installing the RAID array on Windows XP is like it's a real half-ass kind of a procedure apparently, and you can't get back from it. You can get a RAID array working on it, but getting rid of the RAID array later, not as simple. It might have helped if I'd have paid attention to what I was doing. Maybe I could swap the driver files back or something, but that's not going to happen now. I'm going to have to install Windows 7 or something and hope like hell I get it set up right to where I can use these drives. Because with the new drive that I bought, I was an even bigger idiot. It's a 4 terabyte drive. And 4 terabyte drives didn't exist when the motherboard on the capture computer was made, or when Windows XP was made. And it's a little touchy to get a system set up, get an old system like this set up apparently to where it recognizes a 4 terabyte drive, at least the full 4 terabytes. I plugged the 4 terabyte drive into my main system, and I can only get it to recognize about 1.6 terabytes, which is pretty horrible. I'm sure I can probably get it to recognize the full 4 on the main system, but yeah. This is about my speed. I do shit half-ass and then find out later, oh wait, it's not as simple as I thought. I'll get something together here presently, I'm sure. In the meantime, I'm operating off the collection of 5 or 6 drives that were already plugged into the computer anyway. I've got a couple of 500 gig drives, a couple of 400 gig drives. Between all of them, I'm able to capture, process, and do all this great shit. It's just not quite as much storage as I'd like to have for something like this. But I'll get that straightened out. Getting a new operating system on there is a pain in the ass, though. It takes forever. It takes forever to change out operating systems, and beyond that, I'm probably going to have to switch out all the drivers and any software that isn't going to work on the new system. It's a huge pain in the ass, and there's no guarantee that drivers are going to be found for everything, or that equivalent software is going to be available. It's a pain in the ass. I hate it. I was hoping like hell to avoid it. I spent half the day swapping this drive back and forth in different combinations, trying to get it to work with the existing system, but it will not do it. I thought at one point that, well, you know, maybe it's just the particular SATA port that it's plugged into that's doing it. You know, maybe if I swap it out into one of the SATA ports that one of the working drives is using, then this drive will work in that SATA port. But no, it doesn't matter which SATA port I plug it into. It doesn't recognize that specific drive. And all the other drives work just fine in the port that the non-working drive is currently plugged into. It's not the SATA. It's not a specific SATA port. It's that drive. It doesn't like that drive. Why? I don't know. Maybe it's just maybe switching out the maybe setting up the RAID array, gank something up to the extent to where it can't recognize drives of that size anymore. I don't know. Yeah, I am an idiot. You walk around, you think you know something about shit like this, and then you go try and do something like this, and you quickly discover that you don't know jack shit. Oh, thanks for the bender. Yeah, that last one was getting a little bit of wear on it. Well, I'm not going to get away with either of them, looks like. Almost made it to the other one. Well, wouldn't have done me much good if I had got to.
Grab the shape charge.
Yeah, dodge that bullet. Okay, this guy's I'm probably about to be killed with a mana. That's pretty horrible. Yeah, I want to go over here and grab this bomb.
Attack the tank node.
And I doubt I'm going to get away with it. This thing's about one enforcer shot from blowing up on me. Oh, there's that tank. Let me see. Make a desperate attempt. Not quite. This is kind of a stupid thing to do. I really need boots. I really need jump boots to do this properly. And just got run over. And gave away the bomb. I didn't get it placed, I'm pretty sure. I was hoping I could somehow jump up on top of that tank and lay the bomb out on it, but you really need the jump boots to do that properly.
I have the orb.
We'll end up being an orb runner. Okay. So yeah, that's how I spent my day off today, was doing that kind of... This shit eats up time like a motherfucker. In the meantime, running Elite Dangerous in the background and loading up on federal packages, because I must deliver my federal package. It has to be done. I don't know how it happened, but somehow or another, the liberal empire ended up in first place this week. Every week they rank all the galactic powers according to how well they're doing with their takeovers and all that kind of shit. I have no idea how all that's figured out, but somehow or another the liberal empire came out #1 this week, which is really amazing. And the whole time that I've been associated with the liberal empire, the highest I've ever seen was #3, and they were #4 last week, but this week they're #1. Well, yay for us, I guess. I don't understand that particular aspect. There's a lot about that game I don't understand. Yeah.
I've got the orb.
It's an interesting game, although it is. Since I made that last video about it, I've seen lots of videos from people who complain about it being boring and shit. But although I use the same term, I really don't mean it that way. I mean, I really wouldn't say that it's boring at all. It's slow paced, and it's definitely a grinder. But grinders are popular, man. A lot of people like to grind, man. And it's definitely got potential too. Although I've seen disparaging things said about it. I've seen disparaging things said there too. Nobody knows where it's going. It's not developing as fast. It was the Obsidian Ant guy that made a video, something along those lines. He says, well, where's it going, Why isn't it advancing faster? Where's all these shifts that we were told there would be, and so on and so forth and so forth? I don't know. I think game developers in general have a lot of problems, I mean, it's tough as hell attracting an audience with this junk. What does the public really want, And is what the public wants really all that great anyway, I mean, I was telling some guy on Yahoo Answers earlier today, man, the public are idiots, what do the public want? Well, a lot of people in the public, all they want is, is pretend soldier games, and the same bullshit, pretend soldier shoot 'em up that 1,800 different shooters give you. Every one of them using essentially identical, boxy, crowded, boring maps of some South American favela. Just a big pile of shacks for you to roam around in at random and shoot each other, and that's all they want. They want replicas of army weapons. And, replicas of army vehicles to drive around, and that's all they want. They want nothing, And they're obsessed with the quote unquote realism of the experience, as if any of this had any relation to reality. A lot of the public want shit like that, or they want The Sims or something like that. I told them, look, there's videos on YouTube that will give you a list of all the award-winning, critically acclaimed games that that absolutely bombed in the marketplace, because the public wants people complain about bland, boring, stupid games, but that's what quite often the consuming public that's what they want. The developers have to go where the money is. Just like on TV and the movies, why are the movies and the TV boring, homogeneous crap? It's because that's what sells. Why are people boring and homogeneous? Well, answer me that one. Of course, it's kind of a dangerous conversation to have, because then you start asking questions like, is democracy really a good thing after all? Maybe we should think about that. Yeah. Probably not the most politically correct discussion you can have. Say, is this democracy thing really a good idea? Yeah. Well, depends on who you talk to, I guess. Of course, on the other hand, you can only, it's always a bad idea to badmouth democracy, but it's good but I think it's also good to keep in mind that when most people get all weepy and worshipful about democracy, they're really only getting worked up about the word itself. You start talking to them for 10 minutes, and you'll quickly discover that when they say the word democracy, they're giving lip service, but they really don't mean very much. A lot of people who worship democracy kind of choke on it when they actually get some of it. They like democracy, but they only like it when they get their way. They don't. When somebody else starts using democracy to get what they want, suddenly there's a problem. It's rhetoric and semantics are pretty amazing things on the whole. Yeah.
Attack the tank.
Well, let me wander around at random while I watch myself lose this match. I was lucky I had a pretty decent match this week.
Defend the center node.
Fun Times and Bar have been playing, and
Grab the shape charge.
And the Titan team fix that they've got running on the server has been putting them both on the same team quite a bit, which is kind of counterproductive for the purpose of team balancing, because those two tend to dominate when they're on the same team. But in one or two instances, depending on who else is on their team, it's possible to beat them. It does happen once in a while.
Attack the center node.
I have the orb.
Oh, yeah.
Enemy orb
Grab the Redeemer.
So yeah, been a tough life for a while. I had to work all day Saturday. Basically went 2 days on 2 days with about an hour of sleep because
The shape
I come home on Friday. I stay up until 3 or 4 in the morning playing this game.
Grab the shape charge.
Go to bed for about an hour. Get up and go to work. Do about 8 hours of work. Come home. And spend a few hours dicking with the computer and then get back on this game and play that again until about 2, 3, 4 in the morning again. And then I got some sleep. That's not healthy. I'm too old for that shit.
Attack the tank.
I got to listen to my. Oh yeah, I think we're almost. I think we're coming to the end of this. Well, not quite. Those little barricades all around the center there—they're very useful when the other team brings the tank in from their side, which they love to do. Those little barricades are very effective at shielding you from the tank fire, and you can stand behind it and whip back and forth and just unload your link gun all over them. Quite often take that tank out that way, because they usually don't think straight enough to get that tank under cover. A lot of tank drivers act like they think that tank's invincible. They can just drive it forever, but nothing's invincible here.
3 minutes
You
remain.
can kill that tank with enforcer fire if you shoot it enough times. The tank needs cover like everything else does. You've got a certain amount of time to get. You just got a certain amount of time to get that cover is all. I should have left that berserker for someone else. Okay, yeah. Just waiting to see if we get our stuff together before going. Oh no, that wasn't the corner I should have drove around. That tank's gunning for me. He's gonna get me here. Yeah. Way too much splash damage. I'm just gonna have trouble living through that. I'll be lucky if he doesn't land around up in here. But it looks like he's got enough things to shoot at. Give his orb runner enough cover to get the node out.
Attack the tank.
So yeah, we're pretty solidly locked out of that. Well, hang around the corner up here, take some of these vehicles out at least. And there's other reds showing up at the prime. I'm gonna have to run back in there and shore that up. Looks like we got somebody else back in here defending, so that'll help. Okay. Well, maybe we can get together for another offense. That's Holsing there in the mana. And he was gonna tow me out for it, but there's a scorpion coming in, so that's the end of that. We got a bender there, looking like he might want to go forward. Would have rather got out in front of him. Okay.
1 minute.
No, I'm not going to suicide. I want to take that turret out. Yeah, we got him. Can we get the node? Well, our node is under fire. I doubt it. Yeah, we just lost that. It's going to strand me way the hell out in front of the line here. Let me grab that health ball anyway.
Blue core is secure.
And our bender's stuck out here too. Oh, we got our node back up. Okay, well,
Grab your orb.
if we can shoot that center down really quick, but I doubt it. Hey,
Attack the tank node.
well, I'm out of there. Now we got a spawn camper here. Okay.
10,
I really hate that
9,
tactic. People do that to slow down,
7,
so they keep you from going forward
5,
and actually doing some good. Let me get this tank out.
2, 1.
he's not paying attention. And this is something else I hate to do. I really don't like going after side objectives. I really feel like it's usually not real productive.
I have the ore.
I mean, it's nice to get the tank, but I could have let somebody else do this and went forward and took care of the prime, because you know that's what you need to win. He didn't take the tank, so I guess I figured I might as well take it. And I'd really rather have somebody else in the tank at this point too, because again, I'd much rather stick to the prime objectives.
Blue core is secure.
And this tank, I don't think, is really the most effective thing for defending it. And it's really hard to get it up through here and into the prime, which is where it needs to be.
I've got the ore.
Double kill.
I mean, once the other side figures out your tank is out here, they're just going to keep throwing shit at it.
Killing spree.
And JZL's there is kind of in my way.
Blue core
Yeah.
is under attack.
Yeah, I'm going to lose this tank here in a second. That's going to be the end of
Grab
that.
the Redeemer.
And Red's building the tank node again. Well,
Grab your orb.
haven't been playing defense as much on this map as I used to.
Grab the
Probably
ship
ought to
charge.
stick more to
Blue
defense.
core is secure.
Your day of judgment is
And we going in there. We got that orb runner. Yeah, we might get that. Yeah, it looks like we might get it. Let me cover for him a little bit. There's a red orb coming in there, but looks like that's out. Yeah, looks like we got the node
Grab the
anyway.
ship charge.
Good enough. Let me get this bender up on deck. Oh, we made it to overtime. Well, that's something. Making it to overtime's a bit of an accomplishment sometimes, even if
Grab
you
the
lose.
shape charge.
Any nuke over there? No nuke. There's a bomb. Let me see if I can grab that bomb before somebody else gets it. I really don't like using it on the tank node either. I'd much rather use it on the node.
Attack the tank node.
Or the enemy barrier. Grab them jump boots, those might come in. But no, we've lost our prime again.
got the ore.
And got nailed by RJ there. And let me grab the paladin again. We've got our prime again for the moment, but it's under fire and there's a red orb coming in. Probably about to
Got
lose
the
it.
ore.
Grab the Redeemer.
Miss that red. Red orb's on the ground over there. I'm afraid to take my reticle off of it because there's somebody's gonna run up and grab it the minute I do. We've got the center down, which is amazing. There's a tiny chance we could pull this out and win it. I really doubt that's going to happen. It would be helpful if we had the tank node. About to get suicided.
Grab the shape charge.
And we lost the center again, so that's pretty much the end of that hope. And it's getting very late in the day. Looking for the tank. That tank looks like that tank probably got blown up. Yeah.
Grab the shape charge.
Yeah, it's pretty much too late at this point. We're just following through now. Always like to keep playing. But, yeah, it's pretty much a done deal at this point. That's it. Okay. There's the lineup. And I'm going to go ahead and post about 2 more of these. The second one's relatively short. The third one goes into overtime again.
Play. Grab your orb.
Yeah, okay.
Attack the tank node.
I have the
Been
ore.
reading another great work of science fiction. I got the audio book of what do they call this? The Vorkosigan saga, and it's pretty typical of the stuff that's been published the last 20 or 30 years. It's science fiction isn't really what it used to be. At least the stuff I've been running across it quite often. You tend to get a lot of, they're all a little bit different, but there does tend to be a lot of this stuff that I would actually classify more as more akin to straight up fantasy than what I grew up thinking of as science fiction. Well, that's not really descriptive. It's not strictly fantasy, but it falls into this category sort of created by. Well, I don't know if it was created by Heinlein, but he did write a fair amount of it, in which the story is dominated by these characters who are almost superhuman in terms of being just extremely capable. They're all martial arts experts. They're all geniuses. They're all they're all deadly with every conceivable weapon, etc., etc., etc. They're all in the Space Navy, etc., etc., etc. And it's entertaining. I like this kind of thing a lot, but it's not really the kind of science fiction that really got me into the genre at the beginning. What I miss is the stuff like what is it, A Canticle for Leibowitz, E for Effort, Cat's Cradle, shit like that. I expect works like that were always kind of rare, but there was a time back in the 40s, 50s, and 60s when science fiction was like, it was more about the absolute weirdness of weird new ideas that were, there was a lot of novelty, there was a lot of novelty to these ideas that, that obviously can't survive, Even the novelty of just straight space travel, it was a new idea at the time, and the big thing in the genre was to come up with novel ideas that hadn't been used before, and there were a lot of them, Well, obviously you can't do that so much anymore. I mean, it's everything. All these novel ideas have been done already, and so what you end up with is like melodramas, fantasy melodramas with these larger-than-life characters and their individual dramas. As they fight for power and honor and all this other great stuff. And it's
Grab the Redeemer.
Becomes a big soap opera. Which again, it's entertaining.
Grab the shape charge.
Depending on how well it's done. I mean, you could do anything's good if it's done well.
Grab your orb.
And I think the Vorkosigan thing is done pretty well. I've been enjoying it a lot. Although I am a little bit puzzled about one thing.
Attack the tank node. Red core is under attack.
Take a little break while I did a Google about that. I was a little bit puzzled about the fact that the first book in the series appears to have little, if any, connection to the next two books, which is as far as I've gotten. I've gotten through 3 books of this nonsense. But yeah, I've just cleared that up. It's yeah, I'm still not sure how all that ties together. The first book and the second 2 books, they all take place in the same mythical universe. They just take place a couple of centuries apart, and there's apparently no obvious connection between any of the characters. It's a completely different story, the first book is. The second 2 books take place in basically in the middle of a war between what amounts to a couple of interstellar empires. The first book takes place on pretty much entirely on a space station where they've genetically engineered about 1,500 freaks with 4 arms instead of 2 arms and 2 legs, so that, and they're engineered to be effective in 0 gravity, so that by a corporation. So, and they're engineered to be slave labor, basically, so that they can have workers on space stations and never have to give them leave to go planet side, and because normally a human being can't spend all his time in 0 gravity. He'll come up with all kinds of health problems. So what do? Is they genetically engineer these mutants to operate in 0G all the time. They can just stay on the station. They don't have to be given leave, or pay, as it turns out.
There is no mercy.
It's a real cute story. The protagonist isn't a soldier or an assassin or anything like that. He's an engineer, which is a nice switch from a lot of this modern stuff. I enjoyed it a lot, but it puzzled me a lot. When I read the second book, I was like, "What the hell? This has nothing to do with the first book at all. Has there been a mistake?" But yeah, apparently that's intended, and I'm kind of wondering if there's going to be some kind of unifying theme developing out of that. At some point there's got to be some kind of connection made between all these characters introduced in the next couple of books. But I'm only 3 books in, and it appears to be like there's about 15 books in this series. Looks like I'll be busy with this for a while. Give me something to read in the morning, but when I'm getting ready to work, basically, is when I have time for this bullshit. No.
I've got the ore.
There's fun times destroying my bender as I come around that corner, which he does with depressing regularity. I pretty much come to expect that, I start the downtown match, and I drive around the corner, and first thing I'm doing is looking over to the left. She says, "Fun times coming over here." Well, there's a good chance he does. And yeah, we may fail to. No, save the center. Okay.
Attack the tank mode.
All right. It sucks. I just have no time for anything anymore.
Grab your orb. Attack the tank node.
I've got the ore.
Yeah, I was lucky to get a decent match out of this for sure. I was lucky I was able to get this junk working to record it anyway. This isn't really... These are pretty good matches. I don't think they're quite as good as the ones that I lost last week, but nothing to be done for that. I just wish I could figure out how to get the voiceover done without having to spend another hour and a half doing it. But I do have other things I can do. I mean, I gotta get back into this other video game and load up some more propaganda, I think. It probably, that clock probably has ticked down. Let me see where it's at. Bring it up here. Oh yeah. What the hell?
Grab your orb.
Why is the cargo heavy? Oh right, I've got a load of gold in here. I forgot to sell that. Yeah.
The tank node.
I made a run out to another system to dump out another load of another highly profitable illegal load out there. the system I was sent to was selling gold, so I had to load up on that for the trip back, because the station I normally hang out in Area buys gold at a good price. So anytime I come across a station that sells this shit, definitely need to fill up the hold on the way back. And yeah, there we go, that's better. Now I can load up on some propaganda here. There we go.
Attack the tank node.
Yeah, I haven't actually been playing this game a whole lot here. I've been mainly just running it while I've been doing other things and just loading up the propaganda, and then whenever the hold fills up, then I'll make about a 10 or 15 minute trip out to dump that off to one of the besieged stations. Haven't really had much chance to just get in the ship and wander around and trade and make shitloads of money, although I am up to about 30 million. I have saved up about 30 million credits there, which I probably need to use to get hold of a Type 7 transport or something. Well, if I save enough money, I could end up getting something even more expensive, although I think most of the rest of the really expensive ships are really god-awful more expensive, like in terms of 80 or 100 or 150 million, which it could take me a while to save that much up. That's really why I need something like a Type 7 transport, because that's something I can make a lot of money in a little bit more quickly. It holds about twice as much cargo as this one does, the one I'm flying now. Although then on the other hand, it has shit for weapons. Very poorly armed. Much more of a freighter than this thing is. The dropship can hold about 120 tons of freight, but it's also got decent weapon mounts. You can. It's actually got, I think, 3. It's actually got like 2 small mounts, if I remember right. 2 small mounts, 3 medium mounts, and a large mount, which is pretty decent. That's not a bad set of mounts. It's not the most heavily armed in the ship, not the most heavily armed ship in the game, not by a long shot, but it'll do the job. Hell of a lot more than the Type 7. I think the Type 7 has like 4 small mounts or something like that, which is pretty horrible. It's a good ship to run away in. That's about all you could do with that ship, would be to run the hell away from anything that came after you. Yeah, you can upgrade. You can do some upgrades on these ships, but one thing you can't upgrade is the mounts. Whatever mounts it comes with is the mounts that you get. There's only a certain set of weapons you can get into them. They're supposed to update the game later on, sometime this year, maybe in June or something. And they're going to have some kind of feature called Engineers, which is supposed to be involved with modifying the ships in some way. And I don't know what all's going to be involved, but I'm wondering if they're going to make it possible to change the mounts on some of these ships and add mounts to the ships. That would be interesting. I don't know how it would affect game balance. I don't know if they worry about game balance in games like this. Yeah, let me take that man out. And, yeah. I figured that would happen. But just as well not to give away the vendor. Oh god, I'm tired. It's almost 1 in the morning. Probably going to fill up this hold one more time and make one more run on the propaganda. Oh, looks like we got hold of the enemy prime. We might actually take this one.
I've got the ore.
Somebody else took out that man. It's a good thing because I had the Avril up, and I doubt I would have got a shot off in time. Down to about 20 hit points. Need to go locate some of those power-ups. There we go. That's 40 hit points. That's not too bad. If I can get a break from some of this incoming. Now down to about 13 points. And not gonna make it to the stairs. Okay. And that red's got a suicide on that orc. Oh, and there's all kinds of reds coming in here. Yeah, gonna take their prime back, it looks like.
Red core is secure.
Okay, how much more of this have I got? About another 10-15 minutes. Oh my god.
Attack the tank node.
Yeah. Yeah, next week I get to go to work and work about, well, I'm taking Monday off. Did get a day off. Then I gotta work, what is it, 8, 10, 11. Gotta work 3 11-day hours in a work. 3 11-hour days in a row. Or is it 4? 3, 6, yeah. 4 11-hour days in a row, or I can work 4 10-hour or 9-hour days, or 10-hour days, is it? No.
Attack the tank.
2, 4, 6, no. Or I can work 4 10-hour days in a row and then work 8 hours on next Saturday. Oh, what a lovely set of choices that is. Yeah. Oh well. Yeah, this is what you get. I could always quit.
The shape charge.
You do always have the option of quitting. It's well to remember. I'm not going to survive that. As long as you don't mind dealing with the alternative.
Attack the tank node.
We've lost the center again. We're down to about 8.5 minutes away from overtime. Let me grab that power up. Since red has the center, it's not likely one of our team would get it. Better me than them.
Denied.
Looks like I might even live long enough to time it out. Let me take it up to the prime. That's a second.
Charge. Attack the tank node.
Throat's still giving me trouble. I gave myself some scar tissue from laryngitis. Very possibly.
Denied.
Oh.
Scientist.
Amazingly, the tank is down. I did not think I was going to get that tank
I've
down.
got the ore.
I must have had some help with that from somewhere. I don't see who got him though. One way or the other, he's down. Red's taking the center again all the same. Probably best to get some fire on that. And let me go cover the prime. Oh, God, I'm tired. Got too much to do. I need to get this in the can. And then I want to post this video. Or at least get this least get this video ready to post. And might possibly try reinstalling a new operating system on the capture computer before I post this video. This the capture computer is also the one that gets used to post the videos. Although I really ought to go out and put together an Arduino or a Raspberry Pi or something to do the actual upload. That would be doable. That would be a little bit more economical than running this 500 watt. Well, the capture computer probably only actually uses like 150 watts or something, but for like a 5 watt or 5 watt Raspberry could do the upload. But it all takes work. There's a red orb coming in. We're probably about to lose our prime.
Attack the tank node.
Oh, is he down? Oh yeah, right. We got this tank back here holding. 5 minutes to overtime. Let me go back to the core there and see if I can pick up a vehicle. And we'll get the PAL out and see if we can use that offensively. There's a nice shot. Pure luck.
Survival of the fittest.
Reflex shot. Yeah, we got the center. Okay, maybe we can push him forward here. Yeah, I see you back there. Okay.
I've got the orb.
The enemy barrier is down. Push forward here. Let's take you out.
5 minutes remain.
And
Grab the shape charge.
see how long I last here. Nah, it's probably going to be the end of this vehicle right there. We are putting pressure on him. Now I can get in this bender and go forward. I think the Berserk was back there, but I'm going to leave it. Getting hung up on the wall. Go this way because he wasn't expecting it. And not going after him because it's more important to get to the vehicle inside. Let's see if we can get it up on deck. This could nail it. No, the tank's coming in. I need to get the fuck out of his way. I'm a little bit flustered, but oh god. Okay. I'll cover for you. Drive it forward. I'm just glad. Sometimes them tank drivers, you know, you'll be up there against the stairs, and of course, you know, obviously you want to get out of his way so he can get up the stairs. But sometimes they'll sit there and they'll drive up on your ass and block you, so you can't get out of the way, and then sit there and curse you because you aren't getting out of the way when you have no way of getting out of the way. Well,
Red Core is under attack.
I could try to get up on the deck now, but you know, having two vehicles up there really is a bit much. I don't think there's a whole lot of benefit to it. And although you're kind of sacrificing the vehicle to leave it down there on the lower level, it's probably just as well. No, that nuke's not over there. I'm going to see if I can get to the core, which I doubt I can. Because they're going to have a bender back here. Yeah, they did.
The tank node. Red Core is under attack. 3 minutes.
Okay.
Red Core is heavily damaged.
Well, there's no vehicles right here for me to waste. Yeah, it's looking pretty optimistic at this point. Absolutely no need to suicide in the SOAR because the tank's covering it right there and there's no reds in range anyway.
Red Core is heavily damaged.
Yeah, let me go throw away another Scorpion. No nuke. Whip around this corner, see if I can get somewhere with it this time.
Denied.
That was a completely pointless move. Didn't hit the core or the bender.
Grab
Okay.
the shape charge. Attack
Yeah.
the tank node.
Did we lose our tank? Yeah, we lost our tank. Somebody got it with a nuke, I
2
think.
minutes remain.
About to lose the prime.
Red core is heavily
Yeah.
damaged.
Well, didn't quite lose it.
Red core is critical.
You get the Scorpion.
Attack the tank node. Red core is secure.
I got the orb carrier down anyway.
Attack the tank node.
But we lost the prime. We get up in there in the bender and see if we can get it back. Only 10 points away from wrapping this up, so it's looking pretty optimistic, but we're not in overtime yet. Red can pull this out. About to lose his bender. Not quite. Let's see if we can get it up on the deck. Depends on whether any more red show up. Whether any of my teammates do me the great favor of getting me up here. Oh, just might make it. 57 seconds to overtime.
Grab the Redeemer.
I've got the orb.
Yeah, I would say it's a wrap, except it is possible they can come back from this. You can't relax. You know, like that guy there's trouble. 35 seconds. Orb coming in.
30 seconds left. Attack
And they
the
got my
tank
vehicle
node.
down. Okay. And the red orb's in there. Now it looks like he's gone now. To get this vehicle up on deck and lost it immediately. That was a deemer. Huh.
10, 9, 8, 7.
I don't think it was aimed directly at me.
5, 4, the shape charge. 2, 1.
Okay, now we're in overtime. Looks like we're just going to time it out. I don't know if we'll get the prime back or not. Well, our orb's in there. He's making a play for it. Let's see if he can get in there. He's jumping for it.
Attack the tank node.
Nope, he's out. Okay, well. Looks like they're going to make another try for it.
I
Be
have
very
the orb.
surprised if red doesn't come spilling around that corner, though. Yeah, here they come. Yeah, they're making a play for it.
Attack on enemy prime node.
Oh, they got our orb. Red tank's out there. Get behind the barrier, unload a link gun on them, and that's gonna do it. Okay, well.